WeatherScope.
Sweet. Awesome. It's way awesome. The coolest thing I've ever seen. It's great.
That's what the skiers are saying in Crested Butte, Colorado.
That's one of the few places where excessive snow is appreciated, ski areas. In the rest of the country, it's pretty calm aside from a few patches of snow out there, a little bit of rain. Good evening. Welcome to WeatherScope. Glad you could join us. I'm Warren Madden.
And I'm Christina Abernathy. At El Nino Focus tonight, we'll be taking a look at how history is used to predict current conditions. But first, we take a look at the East Coast, where people are still feeling the effects of recent ice storms. Slipping and sliding seem to be the main mode of travel in New Haven, Connecticut. An ice storm this week has residents walking with care. The storm left about 16,000 people without power. Crews are working around the clock to get the lights back on. Well, let's take a look at what we've got going on out there. We're going to focus on the eastern half of the country, and the southeast is really pretty quiet. We don't have much in the way of precipitation here, but to the north, a little bit of a different story. A couple of weak systems moving through the northeast, and with these, we are dealing with a bit of snow and a bit of wet weather around Philadelphia, back towards Baltimore and D.C., but widespread, generally light snow here through the northeast, and then as we head back to the Great Lakes region, you also are getting some wintry precipitation. Right now, you can see Syracuse, Binghamton, back towards Pittsburgh, all getting snow, but again, New York City, you may have some snow to contend with, a little flurries as we head through the overnight hours, but back towards Baltimore and D.C., Philadelphia, you're getting wet weather right now, so look for some soggy conditions as you head through the night. Finally, back to the Great Lakes region, a bit of snow here around Traverse City and around Flint and Detroit. You've had some wintry precipitation too, and also some cold temperatures. Behind this front, you've dropped down into the single digits in the teens here, while at ahead of the front, a little warmer in the 30s. And to go along with that cold weather, again, a bit of snow, no major accumulations expected, generally less than 3 inches. Warren?
Looking at the western half of the country, another storm is moving in from the Pacific, and Colorado slopes a blanket of white. Here's a look at the extreme games in Crested Butte, Colorado from the driver's seat. Snowmobile races are just part of the fun in Ski Town. Spectators could also see snowboard races and ice climbing. And if they were really lucky, they heard the Weather Channel's very own Jim Cantori talking about El Nino.
I think it's indirectly responsible. I mean, it's indirectly responsible for just about everything. So surely it can be added into the mix.
People in Crested Butte say they've never seen so many people in their town. No word on how Jim Cantori placed in the snowmobile snowcross. I have to ask him about that. We're looking at the Colorado radar right now, and we do still have some snow going on, especially heading up into the mountains around Aspen, reporting little light snow. Denver, Jefferson County, reporting little light rain in the metro area right now, but still winter storm warnings here, the central and northern mountains, and we've seen over 17 inches of snow in the mountains above Crested Butte, so lots of snow available for skiing, and could potentially see another 6 to 12 inches here in the border areas between Colorado and heading up into southern Wyoming. You notice we also have some snow painted into the Cascades. That's because our next storm is coming ashore. Here it is. You can just kind of see it. If you look out to the edge of your screen, you see the green there. That's our next storm. Let's give you a little better view of it right here. Ooh, boy. Yep. Big old blob of white clouds. Lots of Pacific moisture getting ready to slam on in, especially from Washington and Oregon down into northern and central California. Not too much as of yet. You can see a little light rain coming up here. Looks like heading through the Salem area, working toward the Portland area. So you might see a few showers around Portland, Troutdale, heading over toward Hillsborough over the next couple of hours. But the main event really not coming ashore until Sunday. But in anticipation, already gale warnings up from Point Roberts down to Point Arena, where we could see wind gusts of up to 50 miles an hour crashing onto the shoreline. And also some very strong winds here into the Colorado and Wyoming mountains as well, gusts up over 50 miles an hour. Right now, 40 in Salt Lake City, 37 in Denver, and checking in with 58 in the city by the bay. Let's check out El Nino this evening. Here's Christina.
In tonight's El Nino Focus, we take a look at how scientists study the past to make predictions about weather trends in an El Nino year. Janetta Jones has more in this report.
During the spring of 1991, research scientists at Columbia University's Lamont Doherty Earth Observatory saw signs of a developing El Nino. Sea surface temperature models showed a definite warming of Pacific Ocean waters. This was the first time an El Nino had been predicted. but scientists couldn't predict how it would impact North America. In December of '91, tornadoes, hail, high winds, and excessive rain hit the state of Texas hard. The stormy pattern lasted for almost 3 months. Major flooding stretched from West Texas to the southern Gulf Coast. Many rivers flowed out of their banks. Quickly rising waters turned roads and streets into death traps. In California, a 6-year drought finally came to an end during February 1992. It rained for nearly 2 weeks. Los Angeles was inundated. Mudslides swept away hillside homes. Floods turned highways into raging rivers. Unfortunately, 11 people were killed. This was the only major rain event in Southern California during the 91-92 El Nino. El Nino's